I'm gonna play this sample on low, and I'm gonna talk over this thing because we're gonna give you a little breakdown because I feel like this needs to be addressed. I really feel like this is so important to talk about in this day and age as you are a creative and as a maker of music. I feel like we are in the age of the greatest amount of technology there is to make stuff as well. I do believe that with this Twitch stream, with you guys being a part of this, I feel like this is only just a reflection of where things are potentially going to go in the future. And I say that very loosely because I actually have a really good point. And I had a conversation earlier today, and it actually made me realize, like, I want to crack a code with you guys. I want to crack a serious code. And I think the more intentional we are with this code, the better we have as a chance of collective creatives to change the way not only people are looking at music or looking at creativity, but we can like shape how it looks in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to always be like this. Like, the music industry does not need to look like the way it is. People just need to be able to care, but they need this quality. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, and I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this literally in the back as I'm talking over it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking right here. I'm talking about be sure about the decision you make. Of course, talking about art where there is not wrong or right. But what I currently feel at this moment in time, in this day and age, I think mentally we are in a space where music, creativity, trying to achieve your dreams as a creative can be hindered by so many things. And of course, you need the talent, and you don't necessarily need talent, but like you need like hard work. But there's a hard work. Okay, cool. But everything is gonna come down to specifically your mind. And I will tell you guys, nothing is more terrible than witnessing someone with a gift and their mind won't accept it. I'll give you a little story. There was a guy that, growing up, I used to look up to him in production. His name goes by Munoz. If anybody knows who Munoz Beats is and anybody knows who my story is, he is one of my favorite guys. Still to this day, I have not heard anybody that has been that great at knowing how to put sounds together and make music. Not like theory. I'm not talking about like all these abilities, but like I remember he was one of the first guys that gave me the code to do what I'm doing right now. I remember there was this video he uploaded of him basically teasing early YouTube, by the way. This is 2011, 2012. He was teasing about this new mix of all of his beats he put together. It was maybe 30 minutes, but it was 30 minutes of by far the craziest beats I've ever heard. And this guy was 13 years old. This was over 10 years ago, okay? And K Tronada knows about him. I know about him. Tech.Lund knows about him. If y'all just ever want to queue up a great conversation about guys from way back, and I mean like way back, like over 10 years ago that are not around anymore, he is one guy I wish would have continued making music. But I remember there was a day where like he stopped uploading. Now mind you, this is before streaming. How do you write his name? M-U-N-O-Z. Munoz Beats. Look it up. The GOAT. By far one of the... He had to have been and still is one of the greatest producers. That young, doing what he was doing. He was 10 years ahead, okay? And so I'll never forget, we went from uploading K-Tronada, me, Tech.Lun, we went from uploading every single Sunday. Every single Friday. We used to upload these beats. It was like we cooking up some cool stuff, Friday come, we're all dropping something. Munoz would drop something. K-Tron would drop something. I would drop something. Tech would drop something. Everybody was dropping some fire on Friday, and we all like congregated to someone's YouTube comments. It was just like, yo, this is crazy. Even if you go back, you might be able to still see his comments, but he probably deleted his YouTube channel, but I'm not sure. I just remember Tech knew him way more than I did. And the most that I could remember was he was telling me that, like, I guess something about how his support system around him really, like, affected the way that he was creatively outputting. It's still up? Okay. If it's still up, if are there any videos there? Let me know. Let me know if there's any videos up. Munoz Beats. But I remember he just stopped uploading because his environment, the space he was, and this is what I remember. His environment wasn't supporting, or they didn't see what he was doing. He was also someone that would hide his face. He wouldn't really show who he was, but when we all first saw who he was, I was like, dang it, this brother look like us. I can only find this one album, Bandcamp. Yeah, bro, and I was a little sad about that. This had to be over 10 years ago. K-Tron made a whole project with him. I made a project with him, but I remember Tech was just like, bro, like, his moms don't really believe in him like that. And I'm like, dang, bro, like, if only he would have stuck around for 3 more years. Mind you, this was 2012. 2015, if he would have stuck around just a little bit longer, oh my gosh, it would have been a totally different. Like, I see what I'm creating. I see what K-Tron's creating. I see what Tech has created over the last 10 years. And if Munoz was literally like the beginning of it. But you know what I think it was? Just me personally, just analyzing it. I remember there was this huge rapper. I might flub on the name, so I'm not even gonna say it. But there was a rapper from like late 90s, early 2000s that found one of his beats on YouTube and they jacked it and rapped over it. Never credited Munoz as a producer. So it was a combination of that and his environment not believing in him. And so if you combine the environment and combine something like that happening to him, he was one of the first amongst everybody where, like, we all didn't know what the game of uploading music online would do, but dang it, bro, he was one of those ones, dude. He was one of them, okay? And so I say all that to say that, like, I felt as though if the environment was a contribution, if the people who are supporting him or backing him or giving him that, like, life support that he needed was also affecting that, imagine if that was just flipped the other way. Imagine how his mind would be if it was a different way. And so I look at where this world currently is, and it's so frustrating to see someone with that kind of gift, that kind of ability, not be able to share it anymore because things have hindered him from doing that. But you know what I realized? This is probably just genuinely the reason why I think I've even made it this far. I think I'm a little bit crazy to, like, you know, back in high school be like, you know what? I'm a do this music thing. And I remember, like, I had to answer this question when I was in high school where one of my teachers is like, what is your plan after high school? You know? And so I was just like, geez, bro. Like, I remember they asked me, I remember when they asked me in high school, what do you want to do for your career? And what I told them was, I was like, I want to make it in music. And then the next question after that was, what is plan B? And I was like, make sure everything in my power, let's plan A work. Everything. And so coming from where I'm from, just to give you guys a little more perspective, I'm from a city where music and musicians and people who typically make music don't usually get that kind of shine unless you leave. And so even like what I wanted to do early on when I first met Munoz and stuff, like I remember how much I've been hindered by like the adversary of mental stuff, the mind, the psychology behind doing something you want to do. That's the challenge. And I realize this, like the more and more I Twitch stream and more I get on here and the more and more I create music, I realize no matter what you show, no matter what kind of abilities or tricks or tips or tutorials or cool neato ideas, no matter what you learn, it's a mindset to apply it. And sometimes this is what you genuinely have to do. I don't know if y'all ever heard that term called fake it till you make it. I remember when I was told that I should get on Twitch stream and I should talk. One of the things that I struggled with when I was in high school was public speaking. I did not know how to communicate at an effective level where people in a massive amount of space could understand me. But I did remember something. I grew up playing drums in church. And what's crazy is I never thought about playing drums. I never thought about it. It was one of those things where I never thought about it. I was like, why don't I think about it? It's because I know the language. I know how to communicate with something. I didn't realize when I was playing drums, I'm communicating through a thing. And even though I wasn't like as confident in it, it was something. And so I had to trust that ability to be able to get to the next step. You have to sometimes disregard the outside noise and trust what you have on the inside of you that you have been given and use it. Especially if you see people get moved by what you did. Maybe it might not be a lot of people, but I can tell you there's at least, especially if you're part of this Twitch stream and Discord, there's about 5 to 10 people you probably know around you that like, just ask them the question like, what do you think about my music maker? They gonna tell you, bro. They gonna tell you, be like, I love it when you sing. I love it. And if they don't say anything, learn about how you communicate. And the thing is, it's like we have to acquire this skill, bro. Especially in music, you have to acquire a skill. Even if you don't know like a skill, acquire something. Learn. All this stuff about music can be learned, but it's the mindset to keep pushing beyond. Judah once said, how did you know that you had the gift? I'll tell you, there's a little moment I had. I grew up playing drums in church, and I would just play. I would just play all these songs. Didn't know what this was doing, right? And then I remember one Sunday, there was this lady who came into the church. Forgot what her name is. She probably passed on and gone. Lord rest her soul. She came in on a walker, right? She came in, I'll even give y'all a little example. She came in on a walker, and I remember she was like, you saw her feet, you saw her like legs and stuff. She could barely move, but she had a walker. She came to the front. She was walking. She sat down. And the way that the musician stuff was set up in church, My dad at the time was on the opposite end of the pulpit, and I was on the other end. So imagine like walking into a church and you see the keyboardist on the right side and the drummer on the left side. So that I did not have physical, I wasn't like by my dad, but I do know I could hear him because he had speakers that routed around the whole church. But I remember my dad, we were playing, we got heavy into this bump, right? We got heavy into this instrumental. And I remember when we started playing, I got deep into a groove and I was just playing, right? And then all of a sudden, this lady was like, she got up. She like got up, picked herself up from the walker, but then she moved the walker to the side and just started walking around and like pointing at everybody. I promise you, I can still see it from this day, like the whole church lit up. Cause she was on a walker and she couldn't like walk, bro. And it was crazy. Like, I'm like my cousins like lost it. They're like, bro. And I didn't think about why she walked. I just know she was just like. And so after church, didn't ask a question about it. She comes up to my dad and me, because my dad were like breaking down. And my dad overheard her say to me that she was like, the way that music felt, the way that we made the music feel, something was in it so heavy that it made her feel like she could get up and walk. So you mean to tell me doing this, just this alone, made her have enough energy and courage to be like, that's what it made you do? It made you not even, she didn't think about that walker twice. And if you saw her feet, bro, they were cooked. But I think about that. I think about that moment where I had to go back home and like process like, dang, so that's what it did. It made her feel like she was empowered. What if I apply that? What if whatever I did that Sunday, I made sure every time I get to share my ability, that's what someone should feel. I'll let that be that. But man, she probably gone on, but I look at that was the code. That was like, and I was only like 7. I was fortunate to figure that out earlier. Now I'm saying it's like, it's an age thing, but like when you tap in to your gift, you tap into what you're doing, and you know you're in a space where you're focused. Because I think that was why like I gravitated to music so much, because music was the one place where I achieved primal focus for an extended period of time. And I realized if I can achieve primal focus, I could affect other people around it. And that was my skill. That was my gift. That was when I discovered what my gift really was. And it was crazy because like as many beats as I've made, I realized I'm supposed to be like playing my instruments, bro. That's what it's supposed to be. But I digress. Appreciate you, Cyrus. And I hope that story helps you guys. But mindset, this, no plug-in, no kind of like, nothing can beat a mindset. Because if your mindset is set, then everything else has to bend to that will. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the human brain is the illest plugin, bro. There's no greater plugin than your brain and your ears, bro. So I say all that to say that, like, just hone in on your mind. And the way you hone in on your mind is to find that one thing. Find that one thing that lets you get focused And what's crazy is focus can be achieved in different ways. Like, you ain't got to just be making music. Like, this whole thing right here, even when I'm doing music, this is just my way of, like, meditating. I don't think twice when I'm playing instruments. It's like, I learned this skill, and this skill, like, helps me be quick. It's not even like, it's the best way I can communicate inwardly with what's going on. Well, outwardly what's going on here. So if y'all hear me play some chords, y'all hearing what I experienced throughout the week, pop up on the music. That's why I'd be like, oh, that feels like it's it. You know what I'm saying? So I digress. But yes, this is the sample that's due this upcoming week. And yeah, God is good. God is good. But I love y'all. So, with that being said, I got to tell you one more thing. I think my buddy might be hopping on in just a few moments. He's going to be going. Let me see if I could message him real quick. Let me see here. The homie, I'm going to hit him up right now, see if he's open for a call, because I gotta call him, because he was like, yo, call me. And I'm gonna call him right before I get into it. But his name is Icy Red. He's about to go live on his Twitch stream. I'm about to call him real quick. See if he picks up. If he do, he do. Let me see here. I wonder if he's on. If he pops up, I'll talk to him. Nah, he didn't pop up. He didn't pop up. But Icy Red, if y'all ain't tuning in to Icy Red, he's one of my good friends. I'm gonna play this joint one more time. And I'm gonna turn on this AC because it's hot in this house. Hold on one second. Hold on a second. Tis hot in here. But let me go ahead and tell y'all about something we got going on today. Currently at this moment, we have this thing I want to let you guys know about. We've been doing it for the last several days. After this, I feel like, hey, if you need to go cook, bro. Go cook. That's what this Twitch stream's for. Y'all supposed to be cooking up. Cook up and watch this show. That's all I got to say. And with watching this show, we have a little segment we like to do every single stream for the rest of this year. I like to call it
Fix That Beat.
That's what we're calling it.
Fix That Beat.
We're fixing beats.
Fix That Beat.
Yeah.
Fix That Beat.
What do you want me to do?
Fix that
Fixing beats
I gotta
today.
do what?
Fix that beat.
Can you help me?
Fix that beat.
Please.
Fix
Yep.
that beat.
It needs to be fixed.
Fix that.
We're fixing beats today.
Fix that beat.
Help me, please.
So, just to give you guys a little rundown, I'm going to switch the colors up in the back. I'm going to play that theme one more time. I'm going to change the colors.
Fix that beat.
Oh, I'm going to change it to red.
Fix that beat.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
Fix that beat.
All right.
That beat.
What do you want
Got to
me
give y'all a little rundown.
That beat.
I gotta do what?
Fix that beat.
Can you help me?
Fix that beat.
Uh-huh.
Please.
Fix that beat.
That's
It
what
needs
we're
to be
doing.
fixed.
Fix that beat.
I don't know where to go.
Fix that beat.
Help me, please.
That's what we're doing. We're fixing beats. And I'll tell you exactly what that is. Fix That Beat is a little thing we like to do every single week. Let me see here real quick. I think he's on. Hold on real quick before I begin. Let me see if he's on. Join video. I'm gonna switch this.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I think he
I
can.
can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, he hears me. Okay, easy. All right, so what's hilarious is you caught me at a very funny time, my guy.
Yeah.
Everybody meet Icy Red. This is this is the main man with the master plan. Okay.
Love.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you, bro. You can see me?
Yeah, I can see you loud and clear. Okay, so currently live on Discord. First off, how you doing, my dude?
Amazing, bro. How you doing, bro?
I cannot complain. I'm here with the Discord, the Twitch stream. We live at this moment, precise.
What up,
moment.
everybody?
I was just telling them a little bit about, what you do. There are a few people that I know here on the Twitch stream, and they're pretty much familiar with what you do. Luxury Lane, Flowzig. They know about a good portion of stuff that you're doing. So what's going on right now?
Shit, well, thank you for the introduction to everybody that already knows. Thank you for being here. For those that don't know, my name is Icy Red. You can call me Icy. But shit, we over here in Miami right now, my bro.
You in Miami?
I'm streaming from I'm here till January.
Hold up.
Yeah.
So you at Art Basel right now?
Well, yeah, it was last week.
Oh, it was last week. So
yeah.
How was it?
It was lit, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was fire, bro.
Okay.
It was great. I met a lot of dope people. You know what I'm saying? I did a set out there.
You did a gig?
You know what I'm saying?
How did I miss this?
Man, it's okay, bro. There'll be more.
Oh, dude.
But it went well, man. It went great.
Jeez. All right. Well, shucks, man.
So you streaming on Twitch and Discord at the same time?
So at the moment, I actually got this really like what you're seeing right now. I got a camera that's not being shown on the Twitch stream.
Okay.
Mfaka real quick said Icy Red has some amazing bass lines.
Thank you, man. You might be hearing someone else's bass lines as well. So, shout out those people because, Flowzig be going crazy with the bass lines. Phil Mango be going crazy with the bass lines. Swavey be going crazy with the bass lines. Kaelin Ellis be going crazy with the bass lines. And I've had the pleasure of collaborating with those people. So you might be hearing someone else's bass line. But if it is my bass line, thank you.
Well, shucks. I won't hold you up too long because I know you're about to go live on Twitch. But I do have to ask you a genuine question because we just got off this conversation that we started the Twitch stream off with. So someone asked this question. I want to make sure I quote this right because if I mess this up, it's going to be really, really jacked up. But someone said in quotes, I'm just scrolling to see here.
Managing it from your phone? Is that what you do?
I'm checking the computer I got on the stream. So the Sigma says, how can you be so confident about your taste? I think it's the best weapon, but I'm less confident about myself in these years. Help.
Damn, that's crazy because I was just having this conversation with Isaiah, with Isaiah Falls at Art Basel last week. We were at an event and it was it wasn't a selection event, but it was a lot of selection people there. And there's a lot of dope DJs in Miami there. And this was, I think, a day before my set. So I was really nervous about my set because, as you know, I just started DJing this year. I've only done a couple sets in public. And, it's Art Basel, it's Miami, and I knew people were going to be there. And he knew I was stressing out about it because he was staying with me here and he saw me getting ready. I was practicing, during the day I'd practice and we would go out at night. So we're at the event and I'm listening to the DJs and I'm in the crowd and I'm vibing. And it was dope because I was able to be a consumer and an absorber. And a lot of the stuff they were DJing was stuff that I had in my library. And it was also And if it wasn't something I had in my library, it was music I liked. Like I was genuinely enjoying the vibes that they were providing.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, if I like all this, well, Isaiah said, I was telling Isaiah, I was like, yo, I like all this music. I could be overthinking because he knew I was stressing out. And he was like, bro, he's like, no, it's not that numbers matter, but you've got a couple million streams on your music. So your taste is good. Like people do like trust your taste, or maybe he didn't word it like that, but he was basically saying like, yo, if you don't trust your taste, like there's enough external validation that other people like your taste. So like, don't trip over it. And of course, like, to answer, the person that asked that question, you want that to come from internally, not from externally, because that really means that, that's your paradigm. That's like your mindset, like that you trust yourself and that you have confidence in yourself. And, a week ago, I was really like, yo, damn, like, am I not confident in myself? Do I not trust myself? You know what I'm saying? I was really overthinking, but listen, I'll basically narrow it down to this. You can't be feeling a positive emotion and a negative emotion at the same time. And so if you're experiencing doubt, that's the opposite of confidence. If you're experiencing fear, that's the opposite of faith. You got to choose one. And, it's kind of on some, if you don't really feel it in here yet, it's probably because your subconscious is still feeding you something you've been telling yourself or something other people have been telling you for a while. So you got to be mindful of those thoughts and allow that and start training your mind to filter, hey, you know what? That's a bad thought going on. I don't identify with that.
Right.
Offset it with a good thought. Tell yourself you good. Like Flozig told me recently, start high-fiving yourself in the mirror when you wake up. Bro, I've been doing that, bro.
That's cold. Oh, wait a minute.
I've been doing that, bro.
I was not. You know what? I got a mirror. I don't ever high five myself. I might have to do this.
You're going to have to, Windex it.
It get a little dirt on, a little smudge. You start smudging the mirror. Dang, That's cold. Okay.
Well, that's my long-winded response. But, at the end of the day, you were placed on this earth with a unique experience, and a unique taste. And you got to trust that because, I'm sure there's artists that you love that a bunch of other people love. So trust your taste, trust your confidence. And like, if something happens and you look back and you're like, damn, like, I can't believe I was confident in that. That's okay. That means you grew. That means you matured. But if that doesn't happen and you were probably just overthinking it, you know what I'm saying? That's okay too. So no matter what, just take steps forward.
Yeah. It's funny because like I just told him the story about this guy that I like grew up with on YouTube, with me, Katra, Tech.Lun. We all like, it was this guy named Munoz Beats. And I just remember the one thing that kind of like, I realized like he by far could have ended up being like a huge star, just within his own right of how he creates. Like I look at what I do and I could easily be like, man, he could be in any of our shoes. He could have been anybody that like, could have like taken music in that kind of way. And he was just way ahead of the game. And then I remember like growing up, seeing what he was able to do on a consistent week by week basis. And then something that came to change that was how his mom or how his environment was like treating the gift he was sharing online. So like just how you just mentioned, like, you not saying like external validation, but like that creativity or that ability that you have. There's people that also can vouch that you got this gift ability too. And so it was crazy because no one was like, yo, bro, like this is a real thing. Like, and I think sometimes it could get really crazy, especially on the internet where like you meet someone online, you cook up with them, you might send them some beats, some samples, and then at the same time think like it's not real.
It's
like
real.
And I remember like it was K Trinata doing the Boiler Room set in 2013. And he played one of my beats in that room. And I thought like, holy moly, this is a real thing. That's a real guy with real people,
It's real, man. And what you just articulated is very relatable. So, yeah.
But I digress, bro. I know you about to go live on Twitch, and I know this was this is kind of like a thing where like I'm gonna just see how this works. But I actually like this format. You popped up on the Discord. Yeah. I'm gonna try and have more homies. Just I'm not sure if what G Blizz and the other guys are up to. I think they're traveling with I'm blanking. What's his name?
With Rod Wave.
Rod Wave. They with Rod Wave right now. So yeah, but I'm gonna drop your handle right now in the Twitch
That'd be
stream.
great, man. Hell yeah. Yo, in addition to that, I just want to let everyone know how genuine of a dude you are. I texted Kaelin an hour ago, right before he was about to stream. And I said, yo, is there a way that, because I'm still kind of new to the Twitch stuff. And so I asked him if there was a way that we could collab, bro. So even you just bringing me on here, I quote him. He said, what you say? You said we could share the wealth. I know you've been building this community, which is fire as fuck. Cause I'm in the community. I experience it from the community standpoint. And so, I know how long you've been building this up for, bro, and growing this community. And I appreciate, I'm saying the 10, 15 minutes that we just spent right now, just to say what's up to everybody. And yeah, man, Kaelin's one of the most genuine people I know. He don't care about clout. He don't care about all that stuff. He cares about good vibes and amazing music. And that's what he's about, man. And he got some crazy shit on the way. I ain't gonna say no more. I don't know how much you can say. But he got some crazy shit on the way. I ain't saying it.
Well, bro, I appreciate you, man. If you can, drop the link to the Twitch stream into the chat with the Discord, and I'll just run it to the Twitch stream.
Okay.
Patrick Not Found said leak it, and I'm like, bro, one of the songs are technically already out. You know what I'm saying? If you go back to the Instagram, it's a bunch of stuff. But Icy, appreciate
that's a hint
you,
for you right there.
Yeah,
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. You be safe out there, my dude.
My brother, much love, man. Much love to everybody. Peace.
Peace.